Our fight for liberation is for our survival. Otherwise, we will be killed anywhere in the world and no person cares for us. Let me tell you, the Jews suffered it. I always refer to the Jew because it's a vivid example. The Jews suffered this for many centuries, if not millennium or millennia. They suffered this. Anywhere they are, they became caricature, objects of people that have no care, have no people, have no government to care for them. They were killed and slaughtered anytime, any day the hosts want. When I'm telling you, what I'm telling you about the Jews is not the people that came, directly from Israel. No, those that they have been there for their parental lineage has been there in Europe, in parts of Asia, whether Middle or Far East, even in Africa, for many centuries. Some even going to 1,000 years, but they still retain them as Jewish. Do you understand? Imagine living your great-great-great-grandparents living in a country and they still targeting you as you are a foreigner. Despite you are carrying their passports, despite you are going to their military service, but you are still a foreigner. The Jews suffered this. They thought that they will melt into the society where they were until they become one. No. Every time they were targeted, the apex came in 1939 to 1945 during the Second World War. And that made them start thinking back and say, look, if we don't do something, they will finish all of us. That is why they suicidal. They were suicidal in restoring their land. Restoration. That time there was nothing like a state of Israel. No. Prior to 1948, there was nothing like Israel as a country. No. Their land has been changed. The name of their country has been changed to Palestine. Do you understand? To Palestine. So that they will remove them from the face of the earth. The same way Britain removed the bite of Biafra to erase, so made Biafra to be a taboo, an anathema, so that when you call Biafra, you become killed. That is to annihilate us, make us in order to melt into Nigeria. But it doesn't work, honestly speaking. So this man is gone. Maybe he might not even be a member of IPOP. Who knows? I don't think so. I don't think. Because that is why he's a Nigerian. And he is dead. That is it. Police brutality. After all, you are suffering more than that in your own country. In your own so-called country. So that is the thing. Let me go to another headline, please. Let me go to another headline. Yoruba Nollywood stars openly endorse Tinubu for president. There's something I put on my Facebook page. I said, how can we continue living in a country, so-called country, where meritocracy is not cherished? Qualification is nothing. What matters is our tribe. Who is from our region, is from our tribe. Even if he's an idiot, put him there. He's our tribe. He's an Igbo man. He's a Yoruba man. He's a Hausa man. He's a Fulani man. Does it make sense at all? I ask a question. I said, you that is living in wherever you are in the diaspora, in the United States, is Joe Biden from? Is he an Igbo man? Don't you ask your? This is common sense we want to be bringing to Nigeria people's brain so that they start thinking. You that is dying to get visa to UK. Is Boris Johnson or Queen of England from Adamawa? Is he a Fulani man or an Hausa man? Is he an Igbo man? Is he a Yoruba man? Is he from your village? But you know that if you go there, you will do well. You will have work. You will at least do something profitable. You will shine as a human being. Why is it? It's not because he's from your, even he's not of the same color. Don't you think, sometimes what we do here on Radio Biafra is to steer your thinking capability, to steer up your brains in order to start thinking. Now, how can we continue being in a country like that? That, oh, this person is from Yoruba, is from Igbo. Let us vote him. He's a Northerner. It doesn't matter, even if he's shitting his pants, we vote for him. He's for our own. Don't he make you so primitive and backward? And you are demanding for equality in the world stage. Are you not crazy? Are you not crazy? You see our people in United Arab Emirates. You see our people in Japan. You see Nigerians everywhere. That place you are, ask yourself, is the prime minister or the president from your tribe or from your region? But you are doing well. You are giving your normal due. You are human right. There, you claim right. Because I see monkeys claiming right. Now, are you discriminating me because I'm a black man? But in your own so-called country, you are there. You don't want meritocracy. You don't take somebody because he merits that work. You are taking him because he's from my village. He's from my tribe. Does it make you a normal human being? That is the question our leaders started here asking everybody. What matters is the system. Who merits it? You see our people everywhere around the world. Even any position they merit, they take them. That is the reality. They don't say, no, you are an Igbo man. You cannot in America. You are an Igbo man. So just why can't you fight in order to bring that system to your own land? That is what makes you a human being. It's not about shouting. It's not about crying. That is what Biafra represents. That is what we are fighting for. In order to advance. Not to say, oh, because he's from my village. No, he say even if he doesn't, even if he's an idiot, put him there, leave him there. He's from my tribe. It makes you. There is no difference between you and ordinary chimpanzee. I'm telling you honestly. I don't know, Mazi. I don't know whether you want to say anything before I continue. Before I continue, Mazi, please. Messers.
Yeah, Mazi Chika, Mazi Jonathan, thank you for what you have said. There's something you said initially when you started about water being. And
I'll come to that, don't worry. I'll come to that.
Do you know that?
I will come to that.
Are you hearing me?
Yes. I'll come to that.
Okay.
We are going methodically. I'll come to that.
Okay. Let me step down.
Mazi Chika, you want to say something concerning the news I read?
No problem, sir. Okay. I think when we start looking into them deeply, then I can comment, sir.
Okay, no problem. Okay, let me also continue. Fulani Gbagia clash over federal government pasture planting program. Yes. Fulani Gbagia, that is Gbagia or Gware, is the tribe of Babangida. The tribe of Babangida is a Gbagi man. Gware, they call it Gbagi or Gware. The real name is Gbagi tribe. But some call it Gware. It's in Niger State. Niger. Do you understand? They clash over federal government's pasture planting program. Listen, let me read it a bit. The Fulani and Gbagi community in Paiko Kore in Gwagwarada Area Council in Federal Capital Territory yesterday engaged in a clash following the plan by the federal government to plant pasture in their community to remove the moving around of cattle. This is how they present the news to prevent the moving around of cattle. Listen attentively, please. The crisis started when the Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development, Dr. Mohammed Abubakar, flagged off the National Pasture Development Program, NAPDEP, in Paikokore community, presenting fertilizer and seeds to the Fulani to grow pasture over livestock for livestock development. The Gbagi community, while protesting over the location of the pasture in their community, argue that as the government is providing fertilizer and other inputs to grow pasture for the Fulani community, they, Gbagi community, also need inputs to grow food. The Gbagi community said the pasture development will encroach in their own land where they plant food for consumption. Immediately, the minister flagged off the planting of pasture and departed from the venue. A crisis erupted as the Gbagi community and Fulani community engaged in free for all with machetes and other weapons. It was gathered that many locals were injured as ministry staff and journalists scampered for safety. The Nigeria police were at the program. First fired shots in the air to disperse the rampaging youth, but all to no avail. It took the intervention of the Nigerian army to quench the crisis, as the civil defense officers and policemen at the scene were overwhelmed. Do you see what Nigeria represents for everybody? That is Fulanization. They are empowering the Fulani. They don't hide it. They don't hide it any longer. They are empowering the Fulani anywhere in order to plant a pasture. That is grass. Giving them manure, giving them everything to plant it on top of people's farming land. And after you are telling me that, you are looking for peace in Nigeria, peace and unity. Let me tell you, what is happening in Nigeria is peace at the terms of the Fulani. That is what, if you want peace in Nigeria, it must be at the terms of Nigeria. Otherwise, what is there is for total balkanization. That is the reality. Otherwise, if you are in Nigeria, you say, we want to be in Nigeria, live in peace, this peace every time. The Fulani are giving you their terms for peace. Okay, they will turn your farmland into pasture for their livestock. If you agree on that, you remain in peace. You remain in peace. That is what it means. Do you see what is happening? They are no more hiding all what they are doing. They don't hide it any longer. What baffles me is this. These Gbagi people, if you tell them that, look, Biafra, what Biafra is fighting is for you Gbagi people, to be out of the Fulani subjugation. They will say, no, Igbo man. It's Igbo man. The hatred of Igbo man in Nigeria is what is fueling the Fulanization of everybody. I'm telling you honestly. Because I cannot understand how a very tiny tribe of the Fulani, representing less than 1% of the whole population, are on top of everybody. Today they are in Gbagi. They are taking their land. The other day, tomorrow, they are in Kaduna, taking the indigenous people's land. In Zamfara, taking their land. Everywhere. But when Biafrans are championing and say, look, the solution to our problem is for us to jointly fight these Maruedas, the caliphate. Now, the only way you can do it is for everybody to be free. Join what you are doing, so that you also will be free. They will say, no, it's Igbo man. He said, Igbo man, kill Igbo man. Igbo man, he want to dominate. As you are doing that, the Fulani, they are taking over your land. Do you see what is happening? The hatred of Igbo people that, that have been inputted into the brain of Nigerians is what is blinding everybody and giving the Fulani the audacity they need in order to continue what they are doing. That is complete Fulanization. That is what is happening. And defend yourself from these Fulani bandits. Now the House of Rep is telling federal government, please, you need to send troops to Zamfara. Do you see that? So no troop in Zamfara. That is why the Fulani terrorists are on the rampage. But look at what is happening in our land. The whole troops, they are coming to Biafra land. Do you see why I say that the hatred of Biafrans is what is wrecking Nigeria? Take it to the bank, take it anywhere. That is the reality. The hatred, the way they have positioned the mindset of Nigerians to hate Biafrans, to hate Igbo people, that is why the Fulani, there's something you call blind spot in optics. The blind spot, like if you are driving, for example, when you are using your side mirror, there is a place, if a car is double crossing you, there is a place between the image and reality. I don't know whether people understand what I'm saying. That place, you cannot even see the car on your side glass because it's on the blind spot of your vehicle. That is why if you are driving, before you even move, you have to shake your neck, physically look 1 second, whether there's any car. So what am I trying to say? The Fulani, they have created that blind spot in the brains of Nigerians. The blind spot is the hatred against Biafrans. So as that hatred against Biafrans is the blind spot. No, now the Fulani, they are coming using that blind spot so that nobody sees them as a real threat. If you want to recognize that those Fulani, they will point to you. Look, Igbo people, look at them. You want them to take over everything. They are domineering, please don't allow them. And you continue focusing. Now, as you focus to the Biafrans, to Igbos, to hate them, the Fulani, they are coming through that blind spot. That is exactly what is happening in that zoo. Now, it is now there. So, Nigerian government, there is no troop in Zamfara upon the havoc being wreaked by the Fulani terrorists they call bandits. It is now they are begging the Nigerian government, say, please send troops to Zamfara. Send now. We see the whole armored vehicles, every Nigerian arsenal, albeit that it was 1930s arsenal. All they are bringing is in Biafra land to keep Biafrans. Now they don't find it necessary in order to send troops to Zamfara, in order to send troops to Kaduna. That is why those people are dying. They are being run over. You see the plan of the caliphate. As they make everybody focus, Biafra, these people, they want to, they are Biafra. Oh, these people, they want to divide Nigeria. Now, Biafra. As they are doing that, they are telling you that, hyping the news on channels, television, hyping the news on this and that. Now, the Fulani, they are occupying everywhere. Terrorists are occupying everywhere in your land. Our leader said so. He said, the military that are coming in Biafra land, as you are coming, you are creating a vacuum in your villages. So that if you are alive to go back, you will not see any village to go to. Your ancestral lands will be taken. It's what our leader said, and that is what is happening. Now they are begging the federal government to say, please send troops to Zamfara now. Send troops. These Fulani terrorists, they are killing everybody. Send troops. To the extent the governor say, I'm overwhelmed. Please, everybody buy guns and defend yourself. But you see the whole troops in Biafra land showing force, killing our people, innocent men, women, and children. Do you see the irony? That is what Nigeria represents. And it doesn't matter what happens. No iota, no space, no meter of our land will be ceded to the Fulani. I'm telling you honestly. Okay. Yeah. Let me come to, I say, lawmaker kicks as water bill resurfaces at the House of Rep. Lawmaker kicks as water bill resurfaces at the House of Representatives. The controversial National Water Resources Bill 2020 re-emerged on the floor of the House of Representatives on Wednesday, that is yesterday, amid suspicions from members. The leadership, however, assured the lawmakers that the new version of the legislation would capture all the interests of the states. Listen, now tell me, what is the water bill? You know what it means? For the federal government to be in control of every water body, including spring. Any spring in your Mogidi, that is for the federal government. It becomes under exclusive list, just like electricity. It will be controlled by the center, by the caliphate, by Sultan of Sokoto direct. So that that spring, that water, that rush in your backyard, that Imo River in our backyard, you don't have authority over it. The Fulani will go occupy the whole banks, taking charge. If you talk, they will kill you and tell you that, look, this belongs to Nigeria. It's what they have been pushing for. Mind you, one time, Governor of Bauchi State, he said something. He said after, when they were defending the Fulani, carrying guns, there is one comment he made publicly. He said, after all, the forest, you are talking of forest in the east, in Biafra land. He said forest belongs to every forest belongs to Nigeria. That is what they want to make. So that when they say, oh, water belongs to you, don't, they have now to they will be in control of everything. Go on no more. You have to go to Abuja to take excuse or to get permit for digging just sand in Njaba. For you to fish, you have to go to Abuja. To fish in Njaba River, you have to go to Abuja to get license for fishing. If you are, although our land doesn't need irrigation because we have enough rain. But in case of that, anything you touching, even drinking water, sometimes if wars come to wars, they will ban you and say, no person should fetch in this river. No person should fetch. Do you see where the Fulani, they are coming through a land and sea against us? They want to make sure to use the state resources, the state power, in order to break us. I am not talking about the Igbo language Quran. You have had it in all the previous broadcasters. But we shall not continue. We shall not fail to continue mentioning it. They are translating Quran, Islamic Quran, in Igbo language. We are grappling with the one Europeans brought for us. We are grappling with it. Now they want to add another one, teacher, to scatter us into oblivion. Let me read that one before I bring in my brothers, please. Southeast Muslim group to launch Quran translated to Igbo language. Sometimes I wonder, these people, do they normally think? It's just like people that started slave trading in our land. They have all gone since 16th century, 15 something, even 14 something. they were receiving money from the Europeans for their brothers they sold or they were selling. They couldn't live forever. But we, the people in this generation, generations after them, started suffering the effect of their selfishness. That is what is happening today. This they call, they are being sponsored by the Fulani Caliphate. These are Igbo people. There is this one. Chineke kwenanya. I say Ojebulem. Onye aka kanjo na. These people, they are doing it that now they don't know what they are doing in our land. They don't know what they are doing, the effect it will have in our land. We are a Christian people. I mean, we are Christians, Judeo-Christians. Listen, we are just like we are Judeo-Christians. Now, I hold there your time beacon. I want the people to just reason. What about when you add another ideology, radical, another thing altogether from the Middle East? From the Arabs, you add it again in our land, in our people we are trying to remove our people from the bondage we are being put into through the religion they brought into our land. I used to listen to one of our brothers, Matthias. That is only we and Bunopi. How our people are dying because of ignorance being spread by the purveyors of this foreign religion from Europe. Now, another people want to bring another thing all together. Imagine how we shall be. Everlasting war. In a Christian religion in our land, in some parts, you see, Catholic will not is banned from marrying CMS. Deeper Life will say, no, you cherubim and seraphim, you are not born again, so no marriage. Discrimination, but all in one religion. Now, talk less of when another thing, another ideology, strange ideology is being added in our midst. Check, Tiger, the beacon. Beacon. These people that are only what concerns them is to make money. They have connection with Al-Haji. They have contact with one sheikh in Saudi Arabia that is supplying them money. Anything as far as, let us see that you are purveying the gospel of Islam. Now they give you any money, any type of thing you want. You will die one day. You don't know what you are bringing into our land. What it will cost in future. Do you see how Abakaliki looks like? Do you see the battle we are fighting? Ideological fighting. Do you see it? Now talk less of when you take this virus again, put into everywhere. Igbo Quran translated in Igbo language. Please ask them to translate science a book, how to manufacture aeroplane, please. Let them translate it in Igbo language. Tell them to translate how to manufacture, how to fabricate a satellite. Break it down and translate it in Igbo language. No, they will not do. What about solar energy? At least the ones we need. How to make solar panels. Simplify it and translate it in Igbo language so that people will be reading. You read, you learn. Now you can manufacture. No, they will not do it. All they are doing is to translate Quran. Don't you see that there is something terribly wrong? That they want us to be decimated into pieces forever. So that, as a Muslim, Christians, they discriminate. Marriage, going to meetings. This one say, no, unbelievers, I don't believe in you, unbeliever. But they are Christians, but because they are not going to the same church. Now, if you bring Islam in our midst. Where they say they still maintain that you should kill somebody, burn him to death for blasphemy. Imagine our people, some of our people, they are burning Bible on the internet, which me I cannot do. I'm telling you. For me, I don't support it because I learn from the Bible also. You can learn. Burning it doesn't mean burning the whole Bible. I know it's symbolic, but that for me it doesn't make any sense, because even if you don't believe it, that is for me personal, is my own personal view. Everything there I don't believe it, but I learning and believing is two different things. You can learn something from every old book. Now imagine that now they translate this Quran in Igbo language, for example, and you see Igbo people that are our brothers, that are reading the Quran, believing in it, and they see maybe another Igbo man, a brother, that say, I don't believe, just the same way they do to the Bible, they burn the Quran. Oh, and that Quran say, please, go, any person that burn that edition, cut off his neck. You will see an Igbo man will take knife and go and cut off the neck of his brother because of a paper that is written in the name that one Arab man is a prophet, or this, anything they talk there. Don't you see that it is another another war you are bringing in our land? That is why I don't know these people. I say I've engaged with this man 101 on phone direct. I called him. I say, one go on every time Quran. I'm not here to insult. I want us to reason. Just just I want you to convince me that if I believe in Quran, as an Igbo man, things are go okay. Please. Ya koroganelu, ya koroganala. I'm that there is nothing he's talking. Now, Mbutuoya, we took more than 2 hours that day. I started telling him everything that is wrong with what he's doing concerning our people. I told him that we have already problem with the ideology being brought to us from Europe. We already have problem with it. We are trying to disinfect it so that our people will take back their brain, because their brain have been removed with that ideology. Now, you that is bringing this another thing now, don't you think that you are causing a generational war for us to finish ourselves? Don't you think so? When I spoke before God and man, he told me that what I'm saying is truth. But I said there is no but there. There is no but. We should not say, oh, we have freedom of worship, because this is where people go. They don't understand what it means. You need to have one ideology that binds you together. That is why Mazi Nnamdi brought IPOB. Yeah, Biafra is our ideology that binds us together. That is why when I shout IPOB, somebody in another part of the world will answer one family. It's an ideology. Because before now, we had no ideology binding us together. Birds, we are bats. Also, we don't know whether we are Anelum or Anala. We don't know. We don't know where we belong. This one will say, I'm a deeper life. This one will believe in his this thing as chosen. This one will say, I'm Assemblies of God. They take everything with all alacrity and animosity. The same way it is we Biafrans, we Igbo Biafrans that took Nigeria more than every other people in that place. Now, can't we pity ourselves? The caliphate wants to decimate us as a race. I'm telling you this. Our leader has been warning us on this. They are using ideology. Now they say they will be distributing this Quran everywhere. They will come, they will preach to you is a religion of peace or your take. After, if you have any problem, they can help you solve it. They will use money buy our people. After all, few years during the time of Okorocha, so you see some Igbo youth corpers in Abuja that allegedly changed to Muslims. Okorocha saluted them and gave them, I think, 2 million naira. I think Ojo Zokalo did the same thing. I don't know why our people, we are grappling with this ideology that we have, trying to, bring our people back and another Nsobu. Mazi, please, I want you to come in here, please. Mazi, can you hear me? Please come in.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm here. I'm hearing. Can you hear me?
The whole world is hearing you, please.
Yeah, Mazi, okay, thank you. You are talking about water being and this launching of their Southeast group, launch of their Quran in our land, translated in Igbo. Mazi, there's one thing, our people always forget. I'm happy you mentioned the Okorocha now. You remember in one of the soup program, he said that the whole of Niger Delta, the so-called Niger Delta, that outside the Kubo, they are giving scholarship to the youth, sending them abroad to go and study. And that when they came, they will be sympathetic to this their Muslim of a thing.
They are sending them. They sent them. Most of them they sent them to Muslim countries. So that even if they didn't change as become Muslim, they become Muslim sympathizers.
Of course, they become
they have soft point for it.
That thing now, and you remember how much after the Kubo, Devlo Mahi, those of them, all of them, they gave them a huge amount of money. Even those of them that are converted, Mazi, if you go to Ebonyi as we are talking now, almost 75% of them have converted. And tomorrow, what do you think will happen there? Look at what is happening there because of that press.
They will declare that they are no more Igbos, that they are from I don't know, Sokoto.
You see the press release we made, the IPOB made yesterday. Did you see how the heavy sponsors of Boko Haram, the bandits, this is their answer you did. You know that the association. And it has become very clear now. The whole world has the sponsors. This is why they are coming into our land. When you go towards Enugu axis now, both in Suka, especially in Suka, Enugu Ezike, you see the kind of armor. Am I talking about what of in my own local government in Njaba? Yesterday they had about 50 in Ata and 50 in Njaba, Okwodo. And these so-called governors, they are there. Of course, these are the people that paid heavily to rendition our leader. And probably they think they have succeeded. They have not succeeded. And they can never win us. They can never take our land. They can never take our land. The same Uzodimma Mazi granted the press release 2 days ago. Either it's not 2 days ago. He said he's giving amnesty, 10 days amnesty. And you ask yourself, who is he? So bandits, who is he calling bandits? These are the ESN he referring to. And the same Uzodimma, this is the man that asked us in Njaba, I want to bombard in Njaba. You know that he's on video, all these things are verifiable, that we should leave our land. The same Uzodimma imposed penalty in our land, in Imo State especially, that if you refuse to give your daughter to all this Fulani, you pay 1 million. I think that all these things are there. These are verifiable facts. And somebody would think that we will keep quiet. It's not possible, Maz. It's not possible. What they are doing, the water bill, okay, Njaba na and the Guardian Njaba. The two flanks of Njaba, both from our and our side, between Okodo, Ekwe, and Omaka. And you saw what happened there the other day. People saw what happened. They're always going to the one in our member where they're digging sand, claiming it is their own. That's what they went to Okwodo or Mdaba, and a lot of people, they killed a lot of people and took some people out. Nobody has known their whereabouts today. All these things are in the news. So what we have to tell our people must become more dangerous now by getting something to defend themselves and stay focused. Because all those people you see going, all these are their missionaries. All these are their missionaries. I'm talking about my own town. Let anybody go to market on Sundays. You see what is happening and go to market. And this is a warning. We have to continue to tell our people. Because all this is their market, churches, schools. We've been telling them to guide it. Since 2019, this is started. We were on the air telling them, guide like this main market or all this market, burning. Look at what will happen so time. Since that in the burning, what have they done? What have they done? But I think we'll continue to talk and we continue to speak to people who care to know. Or if you are believing they are not there, they have entered, but they cannot. Because during C7 to 7, we were told every of the armory in Biafra land, they removed it because they want to fight us. But this present time, 21st century, they have brought it again. Our tolerance is on one thing. Onion said they may come in, but they will not see where to go at. So Biafrans, we will continue to encourage you. I had them make a good turn. Here I want to call the children one. Call the nature one. You can make onion deal over Bubu and John the Ancient Widum. But you cannot go down alone. Continue to do the needful. Continue to buy things to defend your community, your town. The bandits are everywhere. You can see Umunoch, you can see Okigwe, and today they are sending armored car. I don't know what they are trying to do there. Maybe they are trying to guide that area. Or what are they going to do in Umunoch and Okigwe? Or are they trying to safeguard that by pushing all this armored car around that area? Mazi, I think I would allow Chika Austin to come in and do the justice, especially on this their press release they made now to counter the one we did. This is their answer. They did their sponsors. Let Chika Austin come and because this is
go on,
line.
Mazi, Chika, over to you, please. Go on.
Yeah, Mazi, good evening once again, Mazi Jonathan and our listeners. Well, anyway, I took a very close time to read what Ansura, their press statement, which they made against the indigenous people of Biafra. But I have also, since that press statement, I've also taken my time to understudy the Ansura movement, which is I've consulted a lot of platforms, especially UN Security Council. It's a designated organization. Anyway, is international designated terrorist group operational in Nigeria. Because I'm trying to know actually who are they, their modus operandi, how they operate, their area of operation. And I will tell you here that a lot of things we discovered or I was able to find out are really, really disturbing. They are really disturbing in the sense that some of the information available at the public domain made it so vague for one to, at passive level, for one to actually understand these people. Because the Ansura of a group, they are an offshoot. They came out from Boko Haram in 2012 after there was an attack in Kanu, and they were like, they don't subscribe the idea of killing Muslims, and they broke out from Boko Haram in leadership like IPOB. But I must say this, IPOB is fighting a state actor, and we must acknowledge that. We are fighting a state actor that is access to a lot of expert advice. They can pay in anything they want in order to get expert advice. And if you listen to the wordings of the press statement by Ansura, remember I told us that earlier that Ansura broke out from Boko Haram. It's an offshoot of Boko Haram. They came out of Boko Haram in protest that Boko Haram was killing Muslims. So they said their own group is to defend Muslims. That is what their core interest is all about. And from what United Nations Security Council wrote about them, they said that this Ansura has a similar ideology with Al-Qaeda in Maghreb. And of course, we know when we talk about Al-Qaeda in Maghreb, we are talking about them within the, Mali, Chad, and all the rest of some of the nations within
North
this.
Africa, mostly North Africa.
Yes, North Africa. So, from what they said, if you listen to the word, it's very, very important. If possible, we read their press statement. It was, I think, about 16 minutes press statement they gave. And if you listen to them, Mazi Jonathan, do you know that this group, one of the most disturbing issue that requires a deeper understanding is that they don't have a leadership. When you talk about leadership, they operate in one of the most sophisticated leadership structure in the world. They don't have an individual you can say this is their leader. They don't have an existing structure like Al-Qaeda that has an individual that leads them. They don't have, a satellite structure. Is a very vague structure when it comes to leadership. They have a very structureless leadership system. What does that tell you, Mazi? What that shows is this, that this is the only terrorist organization operational in Nigeria. It's not Boko Haram. Ansura is different from Boko Haram. They came out from Boko Haram. This is the only terrorist organization operating in Nigeria that one can also say they are sympathetic to the position of the government of the day. No two ways about it. They don't have a spell out leaders. There's no individual that says he's a leader of Ansura. Ansura is, I won't say leaderless, but they don't have a known leadership. What does that say? That says, what does that show? They can also be a machinery of those fanatics among the corridors of governance in Nigeria. No two ways about it. And you see what they said from their press statement, that IPOB have been killing their comrades. That is one of the statements they made. And the question one should ask, who are your comrades? The terrorists who are advancing to take the Biafran land. That means IPOB is actively and effectively repelling their attempt to take the land. They confessed it. But before that, we also need to understand that why these guys are on the ground trying to take over the land. They also have some of our myopic and parochial brethren doing a dirty job to them knowingly and unknowingly. I told somebody, I said this, why they have already solidified ground. Ansura is actively operational in Kogi State. And from Kogi to Enugu is just few kilometers drive. We have had several terrorist attacks of recent in Kogi State that were launched by Ansura. So it is not anything to say they are already within our borders. No doubt about it. But what they are confessing here is that they have seen a very strong repels from IPOB. But sadly to say this, and we must also understand this, why these guys are, their foot soldiers are already on the ground. Kudos to the gallant job of ESN in defense of the land. The government on their own also is trying to make sure that the only defense line we have is polarized. And they are doing that through the instrument of some of our people who took up a contract of destabilizing their own defense line. It's quite unfortunate. In fact, sometimes when I think about all these things, it quite gives me great disturbances. Because we don't understand something. These guys, irrespective of their various terrorist groups, whether you call it Boko Haram, whether you call it Al-Qaeda in Maghreb, whether you call it Ansura, whether you call it Mieti Allah, whichever front. Hello?
It's gone.
So whichever front they are, or whichever flag they are flying, they have one consensus understanding. And what is that consensus understanding? That the infidels must be conquered. Whether you have them in the governance, like some of them who say they are sympathetic to the ideology of Al-Qaeda, even the current Minister for Communication, it is on record that he made a statement that was sympathetic to this ideology, including the president, was nominated as a mediator between the government of Goodluck and Boko Haram in Saudi Arabia. Is still also on record. So irrespective of the location they are, they have one consensus to make sure that the land is taken at all costs. But one thing they are facing severely disturbing is IPOB. But mind you, they understand one thing, that the easiest way for them to destroy the land is to destroy the defense line. And how will they do that? It's simple. It is called the tactics of polarization. And what is the tactics of polarization? Every group in the world, I stand to be corrected, every group in the world is destroyed through the instrument of polarization. What is polarization? When you successfully establish a dual voice, or dual voices, so to say, in a group, when source of command is dualized, when source of command is now multiplied, people don't know whom to listen to. That is what we call the tactics of polarization.
That is division,
divide
and rule.
We are coming to the end of that battle. They heavily funded this operation. I can tell you with every fiber of me that project was heavily funded. It almost had its way. But because this project is a divine project, the tactics of polarization was highly prepared, highly delivered, but unfortunately did not succeed. Because the tactics was take away the single force, which is the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, get him out of the way, then polarize the system, get different people to be given a conflicting command. By the time you do that, you have polarized the movement. And because this movement is polarized, because command and control is coming from dual and even more than two sources, then the people will be confused. In so doing, they have achieved what we call internal destabilization or implosion. It was a strategy. So until we understand what is before us, you should ask yourself, why are they not referencing other regions? as a headache to them. Because I keep telling people, we must understand that by nature, by divine mandate, God, we never accepted that. We never called for that. But God has laid it upon our shoulder to awaken the consciousness of people even beyond Biafra territory. And it's a disturbing one for them. They understand that the information spread of IPOB is even awakening everyone. So what are they trying to do? It's simple. Let's just analyze what they want to do. They understand how divided the entire North is between the Christians and the Muslim Northerners, the Fulanis and the non-Fulanis. They understand how IPOB's information have successfully conscientized a lot of non-Fulanis against Fulani conquistadors approach. They understand it. Now, what they are trying to do from the statement they established is trying to tell the Muslims all over the nation, including in Yoruba, including in Middle Belt and others, to now make it to look as if they said that IPOB is being funded. That's the statement they made. It's being sponsored internationally and locally. Remember, the same thing is the position of the federal government of Nigeria. They always allude that IPOB is also funded by international bodies. So you can now see areas of similarities between the terrorist group and the federal government. If you read in between the line, you can now see that it seems as if the non-state actor, which is the Ansura, and state actor, which is the federal government, seem to be having similarity in decisions. Mazi, isn't that obvious?
Of course it is. Mazi, let me come in here a bit. You know, there is this tactics is a sophisticated politics, I used to say, that the caliphate is playing in Nigeria. A highly sophisticated politics. Yes, this divide and rule, yes. But there is something. You are talking about Ansaru as if it's a different terrorist group altogether. They are, what I see there is this. Those that video by the terrorist organization they call Ansaru is actually sponsored by the Nigerian government. It is what is in their mind that they have to push it to these people, their foot soldier, to speak up publicly. And do you know one thing? As they said it now, every other non-Fulani Muslim will kind of be, oh, these people are protecting us. That is a sophistication there. Oh, they are protecting us, they are protecting our interests. Oh, they after Biafrans, they are IPOB, yes, why should this and that? Why you wait? You know, like what I said before, that the Fulani, they are using the blind spots on the indigenous people in that zoo. Now trying to use it a blind spot in order to conquer everybody. Now, as these people are doing this, which is a script written by the Nigerian government. Why do I say that? When they killed Deborah, when they brutally murdered him, say it's blasphemy. Is there anything more atrocious? Is there any atrocious crime than that? Is it not the same way the ISIS were killing people, burning people? They would throw somebody from a skyscraper and he fought, they would push him out to fall. That, you know, they have different atrocious methods of killing. Now, once they are talking like this, you know, the non-Fulani Muslims in the north and other places, we say we embrace them. That is the idea of the caliphate. They will say, oh, these people are representing our interests. But let me tell them.
Exactly.
Yes.
Okay.
How many Muslims are they taking? Are they killing? Even in the north. Okay. When you hear bandits, these are the bandits. These are Fulani terrorists. They ransack villages. You know, when they push people into hating IPOB, now people will continue pursuing shadow, putting their mind there. Now they'll be killing people, killing their so-called fellow Muslims, but not Fulani, taking their land. That is the sophisticated, politics they are playing. Mazi, go on, please.
Yes. Let's also see why the Nigerian government choose Ansura against Boko Haram, against Al-Qaeda in the Maghreb and other terrorist organizations operating in Nigeria. Ansaru started the operation in 2012. And the circumstances that led to Ansura formation was the incident that happened in Kanu, which over 100 people died. The attack was launched by Boko Haram in Kanu. And those of them who were funding the terrorism, some of these northern elites who were funding the terrorism were dissatisfied with the Kanu operation that killed over 100 and something Muslims. They felt disappointed that why would Boko Haram took an operation that would kill such number of Muslims in Kanu. And that led to the breakout of some of those moderate, should I say moderate? Permit me to use that word. Anyway, there's nothing moderate in extremism. So these guys that broke out of protest, they were dissatisfied with the gruesome killing of their fellow Muslims in Kanu. They broke out of Boko Haram and formed Asura. And the Asura meaning, simply meaning, I think the full meaning has to do with something, protection of Black Muslims in Africa. That is what the name of this group that you see yapping against IPOB. Their ideology centers on protection of Muslims in Africa. So why did government decide to use them to play this card? Because they understand that Boko Haram has image battling in North, because Boko Haram kills both Muslims and non-Muslims. Al-Qaeda Maghreb also have the same problem. And other terrorist organizations operational in North kill Muslims and non-Muslims. Though they felt that Ansura to be a moderate standing and the right organization to use in championing this, their PR. What you see them doing is public relation operation among their Muslim brothers. So they believe that if they use Boko Haram to do it, they are going to get a backlash. Because some people are going to say, no, we cannot support you because you have antecedents of killing fellow Muslims. So what they said, let's use Ansura that was dissatisfied of Boko Haram, that has a history of dissatisfaction with Boko Haram's killing of fellow Muslims. Let's use them and get the Muslim Ummah. Let's use them to gather the heart of the Muslims against IPOB. And whether we like it or not, they are turning to non-state actor instead of state actor, because they have seen every effort of them using state actor to suppress IPOB is not surviving. They use a state actor to acquire Tucano jets in order to use it and start dropping bombs in Biafran land. United States opposed it till tomorrow. United States still ring on their ears that you cannot use this aircraft to bomb any place in South. So they felt that the best thing they have to do now is to use a moderate, permit me to use that word, although in a true sense I ought not to be using the word moderate in describing terrorists like Ansura. But permit me. So they now believe that let them fall to a moderate group. They believe that doesn't have a bad image among their Muslim brethren. And that is exactly what they are doing. And if you listen to that message, you will understand that this is pure Asrock originated script. It's because the language is so moderate, the language is so in telling in terms of having official outlook. It looks the languages they choose and their composition of English language shows that indeed this is not a terrorist organization speaking. Because you could see them trying to appeal. Terrorists don't appeal to conscience of people. Terrorists don't give a damn how you feel. They give instruction and expect you to give an absolute compliance. But if you look at the press statement, it looks like where you're having a Northern Elders Forum appealing to the North to vote wisely. It was so moderate. It was so decent. It is less bellicose, so to say. So you can now understand. Because if you go and make research on Ansura, Ansura does not have any leader. So anybody can use the platform to advance his or her own cause. So our people should understand that what we are seeing before us is something that IPOB have been raising alarm on earlier before now. And these guys seem to be running out of time because nobody has ever opposed this ideology effectively. No one has ever repelled it actively than the way IPOB have been doing all this time. So expensive. In fact, it is so shocking to them that they believe that there is no movement that can have a successful defense against them because they know what they have in stock, Mazi. These guys know what they have in stock. So they felt that for IPOB to effectively curtail their madness till now, that these people must have external sponsorship. That is their illusion. That is what they think. And of course, it doesn't give us headache. All we know is that we're under oath to defend the motherland and we effectively do it, irrespective of who is involved. Thank you, sir.
There, woman say, you know, when we talk about this terrorist group, they called Ansaru, which is an offshoot of Boko Haram. You know, the same way, you know, they came, they said they are, you know, protecting the Muslims in Black Africa. It is the same way ISIS, you know, ISIS.
Yes.
Islamic State of in ISIS, Islamic State in the Levant, ISIL and
Yeah.
ISIS.
Yeah.
Now, of Syria and Iraq, yes, ISIS. Now, you know, when they came into they were offshoot of Al Qaeda.
Yeah.
When they came, they say no, they are protecting Muslims, you know, this and that, the interests of Muslims, and even Muslims embrace them. Not knowing that they are joking with demons. They are embracing demons. They have to come through, you know, a mild way until they started unleashing their ideology. In Nigeria, the people in power, you know, Islamic fundamentalists found their way into power in Nigeria through the caliphate, the Sokoto Caliphate.
Of course.
That is the reality.
Of course, it's obvious.
Yes. You know, the Fulani in Nigeria, the Sokoto Caliphate is the largest caliphate being established by a Fulani man or by the Fulani in the whole of Africa. Google it. Sokoto Caliphate is the largest. So, in order to continue, they have to, you know, be coming through different methods because they have to deal with the non-Fulani, but they are Muslims. You understand? So they have to deal with them. So they are dealing with them in this strategy. Look, when you see even an Igbo Muslim, Asari Dokubo, Asari Mujahid Dokubo, he is sympathetic to Ansaru. It doesn't matter how he hide it. Because Islam makes him like that. In Nigeria, what they're operating in Nigeria is the Salafist, Wahhabi system of Islam that was being used by Ottoman Dan Fodio in order to bring down the Hausa kingdom. They never stopped. So when you see somebody like Asari Dok, why he put Mujahid is somebody that is fighting just like a crusader in Christian lexicon. Mujahid fighting for Islam. You can be a suicide bomber. You can, they call them, the Taliban during the time, they call them the Mujahideen. Mujahideen. So one person is Mujahid. So Asari take it as a name. People don't understand what it means. As he is, he can, his faith warrants him or commands him to strike, to kill even his mother, as long as he doesn't have the same creed with him. That is what people should understand. Now, what the Fulani is doing is this. They are using Islam, I've been saying it here, in order to Fulanize everybody. What they are doing, when you listen to the testimony or testimonies of those kidnapped by the Fulani terrorists, he said they never pray. They drink, they drink alcohol, even in the bush. They smoke dangerous drugs. Does real Muslims smoke do Muslims allow smoking of drugs, cocaine, and all the rest?
No.
Methamphetamine. The answer is no. That tells you all you need to know. They are not there to protect even Islam as a religion. No. They are there in order to use Islam to subjugate everybody. Now unleash their ideology, their ethnic ideology. That is it.
That is where political Islam comes in.
Exactly.
That is where political Islam comes in. Because if actually the idea of jihad,
Mazi, this word you said now, please, can you clarify? Because I used to argue with people. When they say political Islam, I say all Islam are political, please. Because Islam has never officially separated the state and religion. So, is there non-political Islam? Anywhere you see Islam that is not political, know that they so-called not political, know that they are in charge. Do you understand? Now, once they are in charge, now they can turn and start accommodating others. As that is how it's supposed to be. Because every place, every country is supposed to have one backbone, ideological backbone. That is what some people don't understand. That is why when you tell people that, look, there is a danger, like this translation of Quran in Igbo language, sharing it to people. There is a danger. They say, no, everybody have a freedom of worship. I say, no, it is not that. There is something hidden. Every place, every country, every nation should have one ideological backbone. Now, once they maintain that backbone, they can accommodate others. They can give others, if they will be in charge, now they will accommodate others. Like in Europe, they are Christian by identity. But you have Muslims, they accommodate them. But there is a no-go area. There is something they cannot pass. And they will remind them that, look, don't forget that we give you this privilege, but we are in a Christian country. I'm giving you an example. You understand? So, anywhere there is any nation is supposed to have one ideology that is the backbone of that nation first. Now, after they can now accommodate others, because they have already a backbone. A backbone is, from the backbone you have limbs. Is the main thing, the main taproot. There is a no-go area. Look at the news I read the other day about Qatar. Qatar telling there will be World Cup. They will be hosting World Cup from November. But they are warning people, fans and footballers, look, according to our culture, our law, that people should not have sex, non-married people should not have sex, or you risk 7 years imprisonment. That is their backbone. It is their religion. It is their culture. You can go as long as you go there, you mind your business. It doesn't matter you're a Hindu. You are welcome. They will not force you. You say no, being a Christian, go. No, but you have to abide by their rule. That is what people should understand. In our this freedom of worship, it has limitation everywhere. That is why in Switzerland they bring down the minarets of Muslims, mosques. In even many countries of European countries, they say you cannot be shouting, but you cannot do it in a Muslim country. But in Europe is a Christian country per se. Is the identity. Is the identity. So they now curtail things as it should, based on their ideology and their belief. That is the same thing. So when you talk about political Islam, sometimes I become confused. That's why I say you can also expatiate it, please.
Anyway, I think it's a very elaborate one to say. But what the sense I was trying to make out there was this. People tend to believe, or one of the disinformation that these guys always spread is this fact that when Islam is spread across the country, that is going to better or be at the benefit of an average Muslim. And if I should ask, at least there's something we call test running. If Islam have existed or is said to be for the betterment of its adherents, especially in the case of Nigeria, I'm not talking about the Gulf states. Gulf states, we have seen Islamic religion doing wonderful for them. In countries like UAE, Qatar, you just mentioned, Kuwait and all the rest of them. They are Muslim countries, and you know what their GDP is all about. So, but in the case of Nigeria, most of these guys propagating this issue of, Islamization and Fulanization or whatever ideology they tend to call it. The question you should ask yourself, places like Sokoto, places like Katsina, places like Kano, what is the standard living of people who are the adherents of Islam in these places? So it's just like when the so-called, some of these, their few elites want to advance their conquistador mindset, they play the card of religion. But when they achieve what they want to achieve, they relegate the commoners among them. It's as simple as that. So when you see Asura coming up, this is just the flag their elites are playing. Asura coming to say...
Mazi, before you enter into that, please, let me also say this. Please, just... Now, just like I said before, when you see any place, listen, any place that there is for example, a uniformity or 50-50 of Islam and other religion, there is always katakata. It's a fact. You can never have peace until Islam feel that they have defeated everybody. Now they will now start looking for, or maybe put eye into development. Nigeria is a case study. But also check a country like Lebanon. Lebanon is just like Nigeria, where Muslim and the Christian or other religions are just like 50-50. That is why Lebanon never knows peace. They even put it in a kind of whether written law or unwritten negotiation in Lebanon that if a Christian is a president, a Muslim will be prime minister. Yes, no, prime minister. They engage in prime minister, or vice versa. If a Muslim is a president, a Christian must be a prime minister. So
Okay.
they never happy. You see, they had civil wars. Lebanon fought civil wars since 70s. Why?
And
Because Islam,
as
they
you know,
want to have higher ground. They, in a place where two incompatible ideologies are being forced to stay together, there must be clash of the titans, and there must be before that for that clash of the titans to take place, they must be radicalized. There must be radicals. You understand what I mean? Yes. So in Nigeria, why you see all this Muslim Islamic radicalism is to help them conquer others. So that once everybody is being subjugated in the next 100, 200 years, you will see Nigeria become, for example, Nigeria will never exist or even pass a few years now. But I'm just giving an example. You will see there will be now peace. Now they'll start doing what the Gulf states are doing. Remember, if you go to even all these Gulf states or North Africa or Arab countries, no matter how, there is a thing you say they will. I've been to Arab countries. You see here they tell you, look, here is a Muslim country. They remind you in a very polite way for you to understand your limits. I don't know whether you understand what I'm telling you. Because I say, anywhere there is peace, now they are in charge. It's normal. As long as Nigeria continues existing, because the caliphate, they are the champions of jihadism. They must continue in what they are doing. There will be no peace until they take full control of everything. I say full control. Until like this Igbo translation of Quran. Now they become your teachers. The same way Sheikh Ottoman Danfodio did to Hausa land. They become your moral teachers. They become your moral. You'll be going on the streets as a woman. They say no. The way you dress is not Islamic. So please go. They'll flog you as an Igbo woman. Say go back and dress well. You don't know that it's not Islamic. So that is what they want to achieve. So that now in the 200, 300 years, everybody will be in captivity. Now it will be peaceful in their own terms. If not that, there will be no peace. And that is why IPOB, we are doing what we are doing to tell Nigerians that it doesn't matter who enters as a president, what will happen will worsen. Because there are two incompatible ideologies that are there. This thing also they are doing, they are radicalizing even non-Muslims. Even people that are so-called Christians, but they are not religious, they just because they are born into Christianity, Now, all this thing, when they see what this other religion is doing, it will make them more radical. No matter that they are not even going to church, but they start defending and start acting. Do you see the danger of Nigeria? Continue stay. You understand? Go on, Mazi, please.
Yes, Mazi, you rightly explained the whole scenario. But I think our people also have to understand that it is hard time we appreciate and stand stronger on our defense line, because the truth is, you see, the announcement these guys made. Have you had federal government countering it? Have you had any government official condemning such atrocious threat against a people? None is coming. And the funniest thing is that this answer is prescribed by United Kingdom, is designated by United Kingdom, government of UK and government of United States, and probably a lot of Western nations. And they are making statements, putting up a threat against the people, and the government of Nigeria tend to be, unaware about it. Also, I understand there is a little media popularization of that, because I believe someone might have been working on the minds of the editors. But that nevertheless, our people should understand that IPOB poses a lot of threat to those who want to conquer us at all costs. The same Nigerian government says IPOB is internationally funded by some state actors and some non-state actors. The same way this Ansura statement goes. The same Nigerian government is doing everything to blackmail IPOB through the instrument of some of their infiltrators. The same language, that was the same language tune of this Ansura. So you can now understand that it is only us, it's only our people, especially those in mainstream politics, that don't understand the seriousness of the Cold War we are into. Those we are fighting against the intention to conquer us and enslave us understand how active and effective IPOB has been repelling their evil advancement. But guess what? Our people tend not to understand. And I always ask this question. If the terrorists overrun our land, are they going to say, oh, this building belongs to Mazi Chika Austin? Because he's a member of IPOB, then we're going to bring the building down. Then this building belongs to KK. And because Okeke is not a member of IPOB, let's leave Okeke and his family and his building. Such a thing will not happen. Everybody will be directly affected. So when I look at people, especially those who want to sound politically correct, those who subscribe to the nonsense called political correctness, or the so-called infiltrators who allow themselves to be used to destabilize what is defending their own lives. You see, I laugh. I say, do these people even understand something? Mazi, but there's something we also have to look upon. Very, very important. You see, our people always say, I have heard so many people, they always say, why is it that this person has not come? Why is it that this country has not come in assistance of IPOB? Or why has this country not helped us? And I always ask this in return. Do our people understand that no country would come to the end of disorganized people? Do our people understand that? If you watch what happened in the case, I don't want to quote Israel because it looks as if there's much emphasis on Israel. But let's look at the Kurdish people in Iraq. Mazi Jonathan, I don't know if you know more about their experiences and their history.
Of course.
Kurdish.
Yeah, Kurdistan.
Yeah.
PKK.
You see what the Kurdish people passed through in the hand of the Sunni Muslims, especially late Saddam Hussein. They were massively killed.
They were gassed even. They were gassed with poisonous gas. Killed.
Yes. Biological weapons were deployed against them. Their bodies littered on the street. But you know what, Tim? The Western nations kept quiet and was watching the Kurdish people until the good Kurdish people began to organize themselves. There is no responsible country that will come to the aid of disorganized people.
Of course. Mazi, please hold it there before you continue. That is why, what you said now, you hit a nerve. When we talk about disorganized people, there are many ways of disorganization. When you see this election fever, now you see many of our people, let us vote for this. You don't know that the international community are monitoring you. They are monitoring us. You don't know. They say, oh, what does this? So these people really, they don't want the freedom. What they want is a good president in Nigeria. Okay. People don't understand. This disorganization is really what makes You know, even international community, they look at you as idiots that merits massacre. Just as you said, Saddam Hussein gassed the Kurdish people. They didn't say anything.
Of course.
It gassed them. The people, women and children, old men, young babies were gassed, their bodies littered on the streets of Iraq. The international community kept quiet until the Kurdish people rose up by themselves. They know, okay, so you people, okay, you people are now, you understand. So,
and also, remember, we are talking about ESN today. Do you know that Kurdish people form something like ESN known as Peshmerga?
Peshmerga fighters. They are still fighting even till today.
They form their own group, defense line, just the way we have today. They form their own ESN. But one amazing thing is that their people never destroyed what they formed. Their people never polarized what they formed, like some idiots among us, infiltrators, so to say, trying everything possible to polarize the defense line. The Kurdish people never polarized it. Now, when the Western people, the Western nations saw that these people have attained some level of organization and centrality in command, I always said our people are not well informed on the efficacy of centrality in command. When you polarize your command, you have no front. When your command is polarized, there is multiplicity in signal of command, or there is dualism in command signal. Forget it. There's no way you're going to. And that is everything they are currently doing to see how to penetrate IPOB, polarize the system. Of course, our people tend not to understand. They tend not to understand. They tend not to be well informed because we are much entrenched with the spirit of sentiments and emotions. And I always say it, in the business of the world, sentiment and emotions are second card. Nobody plays it as a first card. So until our people rise to this reality, to understand what is before them and rally round on their defense line, believe you me, we still have a long ways to go. So we must understand this. There are people who were here before us. After when you remember when Saddam Hussein was dealing with the Kurdish people, remember Saddam Hussein was a friend of America. America used him to fight Iran.
Of course.
They acted openly. And why the human rights violations were happening in Kurdish region, the West never cared. Bodies of the Kurdish people were littered.
Mazi, do you know that, just like you said, before you continue,
Israel,
you know, our people think that sentiment is everything. You know, in the international politics, sentiment is not even regarded. It's not
part of it.
It's not part of it. Sentiment is just your reaction, personal. They take it as your personal reaction. It's not regarded as anything. Our people should stop playing politics of sentiment and face the reality. Facing the reality. That is it. Mazi, please go on.
So it was when these people began to rise to the occasions, their women began to understand the importance of joining their defense line, that Israeli government began to run secret operations in Kurdish. Most people don't understand that America entered into Kurdish affair lately. It was Israeli secret operations that were happening in Kurdish people after those people started organizing themselves that helped them. They didn't polarize themselves. They didn't create dualism in voices. They didn't create multiplicity in voices. And today, you can see them, they have achieved, even though they have not achieved external sovereignty, they have achieved internal sovereignty.
Of course, autonomy.
Yes, you cannot kill the Kurdish people in Iraq anyhow. In fact, they seem to be stronger than than Baghdad, because they are conducting foreign relations, they are conducting international trade, and of course, they are formidable. The same thing also happened in Sudan. Most people don't also understand that in Sudan, Israeli government ran a secret operation in Sudan, Mazi. I can remember his code.
Yes.
I remember the code name of the operation. A lot of southern Sudanese, because in Sudan there are presence of Sudanese Jews Sudanese Jews. Israeli government ran a successful operation. In fact, Israeli government contributed immensely towards the realization of Southern Sudan as a project.
Mazi, because hold on there. Do you know the reason why also of this external force could be able to successfully help the people when they are in need? Like Israel's secret operation, yes. You know, one of the main reasons is that once they fight, the movement is organized without polarization, as you say, that is multiple voices giving order. Because when you have multiple voices giving different orders, I'm doing anything, our leader say, anything you can do for Biafra to come, do it. No, that is not in that context.
This is the most useless language I've had.
I'm telling you, Mazi, you see, now these people can now come knowing fully well that the people are disciplined, that even the people, they cannot reveal what they have in common with those international community that are running secret missions with them. You know, in our own, one person will just vex and come out and say, hey, make I tell you, honor, I will give you the name of one Mossad agent that I know that is helping IPOB. You know, very backward and primitive set of people. This is one of the reasons, things that scare people off. Do you understand? The character of the people.
Sadly, we brag in stupidity, Mazi.
Go on, please.
We brag in stupidity. You see, you can imagine somebody will be on live program and be bragging, hey, this week we are going to meet the government of so this. Who told you international diplomacy is conducted that way?
Is you know, I call our people, many of our people are primitive, very backward, primitive.
You know, you see somebody out there who doesn't understand the tune and mood of international politics and diplomacy, clapping and applauding. Hey, he said he's going to. Man, who told you? International politics is conducted in absolute secrecy. Absolute secrecy. I didn't say relative. Absolute secrecy. That's why there are documents of governments of the world that are still written, highly classified, and top secret. These are appendages you see on high profile information. But the truth is that how matured our people, how matured are we? How matured are we? How matured are we? Because when it comes to in terms of human resources, we have it. But the truth is this: a potential that is not well trimmed can be a disaster. Untrained potential can be a disaster. Uncultured potential can also be a disaster. Mazi, until our people understand the importance. Okay, look at what is happening. One of the reasons why IPOB have successfully survived a lot of conspiracies is because of her level of intels. Mazi, imagine that IPOB did not invest on intelligence gathering, or IPOB has a porous intelligence system where the leadership does everything she sees. Mazi, do you think would have survived to today?
Of course not.
Assuming the the leadership you use, there is this tactics that are mainly used among Western nations. If they want to extract information to you, for instance, they want to exactly get information. Somebody comes and say, Mazi Jonathan, are you not the one I saw yesterday in London? You now say, no, I wasn't in London. No, that yesterday I was in Germany. You have already fed the person with information.
Of course, where you were, without knowing it.
He used a tactics of information extraction, assuming that the leadership is not matured to survive and absorb these tactics. Where some people will come on social media and say, okay, if people say you know it, tell us your next line of action. And assuming the leadership is a baby leadership that hears such a thing and runs to social media or runs to radio and start, okay, let's tell you the next line of action. Do you think we would have been moving where we're moving?
Of course not.
So our people should understand the best people in the world today are the Chinese and the Jews. No doubt about it. One of those things that gave Chinese people an edge is their level of in-close information dissemination. They talk themselves in a highly coded languages. They pass their information in a highly coded language. The same applies to the Jews. I always tell our people, why is it no Jew was killed in a terrorist attack of 9/11 in I think a World Trade Organization
World Trade Center.
building? World Trade Center. Why was no Jew? How many Jews had shops and offices in that building? Why is it none of them were killed? Because these people have developed among themselves a means of information dissemination that can only be known by them. They are so disciplined in the way they manage their information that even to today, Mossad is actively working in Tehran, capital of Iran, operating in those nuclear sites, effectively carrying out operation at the bewilderment of the world. These are people who are serious to survive.
That is discipline. Our leader have been, you have been madly talking about discipline. Our people fail to understand what is discipline. Somebody will hear something now and it will come out on social media. Even just one information, you become excited. And the freedom fighters. Mazi, please go on.
So you see, because even the scripture once said, borrow an idea, borrow a vessel. People that want to survive must learn from those surviving. If not, believe you me, we'll get it wrong. And I personally, this is my personal submission, Mazi Jonathan. You see, I don't actually believe that everybody can join the bandwagon. I don't believe that. It's realistically impossible that in a household, everybody will subscribe to whatever that is moving. But the truth is that those who have a strong argument should remain consistent. Definitely the weak will join them. Sometimes you see our people also getting disturbed by behaviors of some fellows, some of our brethren, especially those in politics. So many of them are already entangled and deeply committed that it takes an extra force to get them into what we are doing. The truth is that every single stage we are moving, those of us that are consistent and that are disciplined, who understand the vision, every single step we take and the reactions of the enemies draw our brethren closer. Whether you like it or not, you see the statement of Asura is also going to give IPOB more support. Because our people are the only people you tell, Ogabe Abanyemoto, Osigo from Madone, is not from Madabosunu, Kane Ludunu, Ofofone Kambata. Our people don't run until they see danger. That is just our people for you. So what we need
Mazi,
to
you know what? So what you said now? Yes, one of our brothers, he said, what is needed is mass killing of our people. More. When we have genocide like that, who's here now? Ojo na nwoke nyetogoro m egbe ga ka ebe egbe ga ha no bikon. You know, they remember that now that your knife you used to do farm. I beg, where you put them? Give me one now, I beg. Just what you say reminded me of this. Very funny, but it's true. Go on, please.
So that is it. That is our people for you. It is not only our people, even if you study some other people before us here, they also have similar history. So some of the things we are doing, if we remain steady on our ground, I keep telling people who care to listen, this is a freedom fighting for crying out loud. Whether we like it or not, it has its own difficulties. It's not going to be a juicy thing. Because remember, you should ask yourself a simple question. This is the only tribe, only people, only nation that have faced the worst genocide in the history of humanity and still remain active, socially, economically, and otherwise. So, and you're now thinking of getting them out of a system. It's just like you talking to Pharaoh to allow the Hebrew people who built the pyramids and all the rest of them to get out of the Egyptian economy. You know what you're taking out? You're taking a very reasonable portion of the life wire of Egyptian economy. That is exactly how the whole thing is in Nigeria. They understand that the exit of the Biafran people is the exit of human resource and other related resources obtainable in Nigeria. So everything you see them doing is, how do we get this frustrated? And whether we like it or not, sometimes we need to give ourselves kudos. If there is no other thing, how IPOB have survived 7 years of Buhari's clampdown and brutal state operation is even a miracle. How the movement also sustained the diplomatic offensive till today that the government could not win the argument on the designation of IPOB as international organization. It's also a plus. You might not understand the efficacy of that, Mazi. But the truth is that for IPOB to have sustained the ground to date, despite the attempt of getting infiltrators who will make us look to be an extremist, and they also fed on that project, for IPOB to have sustained that ground is also a plus. Because all this government tried, her intention within the 7 years is to get rid of IPOB on the way. And the government is coming to an end, and IPOB is still strong, intact, and internationally respected.
And they spent and continue spending huge sums of resources. I say very huge sums of resources that is even hurting Nigeria.
Exactly. They spent a whole lot of money. They engaged a whole lot of minds. And I was telling somebody, I said, how could even somebody telling Boris Johnson to consider the designation of IPOB when you and the same people you are asking to be designated are in your court? Has it ever happened? Have you seen Al-Qaeda challenging US government in court? Have you ever seen a Qaeda lawyer? Have you ever seen Boko Haram legal representative in court? So IPOB
and even Mazi, Boris Johnson was asking for the leader of the Nigeria so-called terrorist organization. Isn't it funny? It's just like somebody may be asking, when are you going to release Osama bin Laden? If Osama bin Laden is, doesn't that make them look highly ridiculous? You could have told him that, oh, no, don't ask me about him. He's a terrorist. Please, don't ask me about him. But it didn't say.
And look,
it's really
look
ridiculous, honestly.
Look at his response. He never used the word terrorist on Nnamdi Kanu. I mean, when the Nigerian president was responding, he was so careful in his wordings that he never described Nnamdi Kanu or called Nnamdi Kanu before Boris Johnson a terrorist. He never. Because he knew that the concept and definition of terrorism in Nigeria is an aberration. It's a joke of the century. And there's no country that takes it serious, especially when it has to do with the indigenous people of Biafra. Because the world knows that you cannot see the members of Al-Qaeda in Brussels in front of European Union building protesting. That's okay. That is not possible.
It's not possible now. We have been there. This is not the first time, not second time, not third time we've been there. And we've been to UN, Switzerland. We've been everywhere now. We are Europe here. You understand? Doing the needful.
Exactly. The world knows that you cannot see members of any terrorist organization standing in before UN building in New York protesting. So, except Nigeria wants to write a new dictionary, they want to present a new dictionary to the world, where the concept of terrorism or who is a terrorist is redefined. But as far as the English language is still in the control of the Anglophonian state, that means they are far from understanding the definition of terrorism. So we must, as a people, be proud of what we are doing. I know there are cases we might get serious challenges, but we should understand that there is a need for us to appreciate the fact that we are contending even in with limited resources, the wolves that want to devour we all. Is worth commending. Today you can see Asura, a designated terrorist organization in US and UK, threatening IPOB. So it has gone. The matter has gone beyond state actor. Nigerian government is tired of the matter. They are not throwing it to non-state actor. So if you have defeated a state actor, who tells you that you cannot defeat a non-state actor? Because state actor possesses all the instruments of power. They have all the features of power, characteristics of power at their disposal. But if they are now relinquishing the battle to a non-state actor, we can now understand how active we have gone, how effective we have gone. We might not really get it 100%, that is the truth. But the truth is that we are not standing. We might not be flying, but the truth is that we are moving and we must continue, Mazi. That is all I have to say.
Very much. Thank you very much, Mazi Chika. Awesome. And we open the lines. But before I do that, or before I go into a few minutes break, please, let me read IPOB press release of 30th June 2022. Southeast citizens must not surrender their guns to Fulani-controlled government and rampaging Fulani terrorists masquerading as Nigerian army. Following the direct instruction by the Zamfara state governor to his people to secure guns for self-defense against bandits and terrorists rampaging his state, and the straight order to the state police commissioner in Guzu to register and license any guns brought to them by the citizens of Zamfara state. We, the global movement and family of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, under the command and leadership of our great leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, wish to reference our earlier press release to stop the Southeast citizens never to surrender their guns to Fulani control the federal government of Nigeria. We wish to ask the rationale behind singling out only Southeast to surrender their guns in Nigeria. If they want Fulani taken over by terrorists, they let us know and stop prevaricating and talking like confused men thinking they can catch Igbo man. The recent statement and order from the governor indicates that is the governor of Zamfara, indicates that he loves his people. He loves his people much. He loves his people much and can never compare and can never be compared with the Southeast counterparts, the governors in the region, who always celebrate and pop champagne over the killings of their own people by the terrorists, bandits, the Fulani terrorists masquerading as Nigerian soldiers, police, DSS, and other security agencies in Nigeria. Every sons and daughters are aware of the rampaging Fulani terrorists masquerading as headsmen in our bushes and forests, which is among the compelling reasons why IPOB and her leader, Mazi Nnamdi formed and inaugurated ESN security outfit without our governor's input, nor sponsorship of any kind. Having formed a disciplined and classical security outfit which possesses the capacity and capabilities to confront the terrorists and jihadists in our land, our governors and evil politicians had the moral justification and lacking in conscience to challenge IPOB, ESN, and its leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu over the formation of security outfits without their knowledge. But these people failed to provide for our people, our region, a conducive environment in the region. We asked the federal government of Fulani Nigeria why the only project they can cut across South is confiscating their guns, while doing the opposite in northern region, which is an act of discriminatory and racial segregation against the Igbo people of southeastern region. Does it mean that the Igbos are officially considered to be purely under a belligerent occupation that must be by any means stripped off them and any form of a defense mechanism they are using to defend themselves in case of attack by terrorists and before launching their planned jihadists and genocide against a race to take over Nigeria? They must know that agenda is hard to be accomplished. Our governors, political class, and elders should carry out self-assessment, stewardship, state and regional progress appraisals of them when compared with other governors in the north, and in all sincerity, Ali Igbo cries over your misdeeds. Our mothers, sisters, and wives in massive jubilation can attest that IPOB and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has brought a new life in them, which he reassured them that they can go to their farms again. Sense of belonging is equal to the unveiling of ESN, for which they can now confidently go to their farms. Our governors did not support nor finance the security outfit yet. Instead, they created the carnivorous Ebubago militia to attack ESN. We commend the governor of Zamfara State and his government for realizing the importance of educating and instructing his people to acquire arms for self-defense against bandits and terrorists. But laughable enough, the Southeast governors take orders from the DSS, police commissioners, police DPOs, army commanders, instead of questioning them why they intimidate their subjects and award them money to kill their citizens cowardly in every state. They instruct them to chase their brothers and sisters and kill them. One thing is certain for them in the southeastern region, especially to those sponsoring criminalities in order to discredit and tarnish the image of ESN operatives and IPOB volunteers, that they have failed as long as IPOB and ESN exist, and they cannot use Fulani to Islamize and Fulanize us in Nigeria until Biafra is fully restored, no matter the efforts they exert against IPOB. Biafra must come. Comrade, a more powerful media and publicity secretary for the indigenous people of Biafra. I will go into a few minutes break so that when we come back, our lines will now be opened. Please don't go away.
Nigerian who is still hanging around, waiting for any Nigerian who is still hanging around waiting for 2023 to change Nigeria is a fool. Line 20 Daily Faro me up and ask them to become president of Nigeria. 20 of me, 20. Multiply their brain power by 10, factor of 10, and then force them to operate the 1999 Constitution with the governance system that is enshrined in it. We shall fail spectacularly. The problem of Nigeria can never be resolved by personnel changes. The system is designed with impunity undergirding it, and it can never deliver anything positive to the Nigerian peoples, be those Yoruba, Hausa, Igbo, Fulani, whatever they care to be. Make an Igbo man president of Nigeria in 2023 and force him to operate the 1999 Constitution. Complete waste of time. Igbo will continue to suffer the brunt of the wickedness of the Nigerian state.
Igbo presidency is like the second Niger bridge. It will never be completed. Or maybe like Ogoni cleanup. They flag it up the first time, second time, third time. Instead, they will go there to destroy people's houses. How about the 30,000 minimum wage? These are promises made. Or we will return you back to 86 naira per liter petrol pump price. What happened? None of these things will ever happen. What is a dream? It's what you tell a woman around 8, 9:30 in the evening. By 5, you change. 5, 6 in the morning, you start saying something completely different. That's how it is. It's to seduce you. So you stop supporting IPOB, you stop supporting Biafra, you start thinking about the contracts you will get when an Igbo man from your village or from your town is there. Because they know that you will always reason like a very foolish African man or woman, as the case may be. These are preview schemes. Second major bridge. We're going to clean up. Igbo presidency, minimum wage, Enugu expressway. We will do this, we will do that. Airport in, what's the place? Obviously, we'll build an airport in Aguilera. Airport in Lebanon. With Chinese investors, they will build a new city in Aguilera. Whereas the one in Asaba cannot, Boeing 747 cannot land there. They say it's too small. There's no drainage. Enugu is not working. Where is not working? But they plan to. Have you forgotten that Stella promised us that she will build what's it called, an aircraft maintenance hangar somewhere in Obara? And I asked her, without an airport, so that does it mean when the aircraft lands in Asaba, then we'll go and tow it, we'll push it to across the river to come and so you can service it, you know.
Welcome back. This is Radio Biafra Hausa service coming to you through the auspices of Radio Biafra London. My name remains Mazi Jonathan Chinedu. Today is the 30th day of June 2022. Do not forget that we are here, Mazi Foreign and Mazi Cheka Austin, analyzing the situation that we find ourselves. Our lines are now open Our direct line is +1 213 328 6224. I repeat, +1 213 328 6224. Our WhatsApp and Signal line is +61 405 142 547. I repeat, +61 405 142 547. You can call us now and give us your view on the issue discussed. Please, you can call us on these numbers, direct line and WhatsApp and Signal line. Do not forget that we are in a freedom fighting. It requires discipline, long suffering, that is resiliency and consistency. That is it. Without it, you cannot achieve anything. Without all these qualities, you can never achieve nothing. Discipline is the key. That is why IPOB operates on command and control to maintain discipline. And do not forget that you to be listening to us on via Radio Biafra London app, please. Direct or simple radio. Our IPOB community radio is having some technical difficulties, which is being taken care of. It will soon be talking. But before that, you can be hearing our voice via Radio Biafra London, IPOB, simple radio, and tune in, please. You can call us and give us your view. What is happening in our land is highly despicable. The caliphate, the Fulani Caliphate, wants to take us, they vow to take us wholesale. You know, that promise that the Ottoman Danfodio, that vision, that his vision of a dipping Quran in the Atlantic, that is what is giving them the audacity to do so. Because the way he conquered the Hausas under 4 years through religious manipulation, is the same thing they are trying to do in our land. That is why they are translating Quran in Igbo language. Other interesting books that could serve us, to manufacture things. They will not do it. They will not bring it. Instead, they are bringing ideology. Their ideology. It is really horrible. They are coming through water. They are coming through by land, Roga. They are coming through water bill. They are coming by A. They are coming through ideology. Come on. They vow, they are in a hurry. What they they couldn't achieve under, is it 7 years of their jihadist campaign against us? Is it now they can do it? It's impossible. So you can call us and give us your view on what you think about what is happening in our land. Please call us. I know that many people are not listening because they are accustomed. Maybe some people didn't even download. You can download simple radio. You can download simple radio. That is it. So that you can listen to our voice. Although this program, I will replay it. I will replay it another day. I promise that. So that people, many people, once they tune into IPOB community radio and it's not speaking, they just off and go their way. That is the reality. I know that is why I'm not receiving calls that not supposed to be overwhelming. you know, Mazi Chika. Normally, before I finish speaking, people will start calling. But due to, I know people are not, they have been accustomed to calling or listening through IPOB community radio. You have to have multiple choices. Caller on WhatsApp, I know it's Mwada Marian, please. Welcome to the program. Can you hear me? Sorry. Hold on, let me plug it. Sorry, I didn't. Go on, Mwada Marian Heather, please. Welcome to the program.
Yes, Mazi. Good afternoon, sir. From here, and how are you?
I'm good.
My name's Marian Hader. I'm calling from United States, and it's an honor to listen to you and to hear Mazi Austin. He gave a very serious lecture. There are a couple of things I picked from them I would like to kind of reiterate. And Mazi, okay. Very refreshing. After what happened on Tuesday, some of us are still clamoring to get answers or information. This is a welcome development today. And you, Mazi, thank you so much for all you do for us. Now, quickly, without wasting much time, you know, when I saw that news of trying to translate the Quran into Igbo dialect, I chuckled. I'm not surprised because our people don't get it. I, for one, has been somebody that have been saying that what they're going to do is use us against.
Well, they're gone.
Well, I think it might be from her internet.
Yeah, so it just cut. I don't really understand why. Let me check. For where did she call me even? Let me check. Yes, it could be. Yes, it could be, yes. Caller on signal. Can you hear me? Okay, wait. Caller on signal, hold on. Wanda, please continue. What happened?
I don't know. It couldn't be from me. But anyway, so quickly, what I was trying to express is this. The point is, Mazi, what our people are not realizing is that they're thinking that the Fulani-led movement are going to come and have a conventional combat with us to overrun us. That is what they're not realizing. And that is why it's like most of us are lying low or most of us are asleep. This one is one of the ways because, you know, our people are gullible. This individual that said he took him 5 years to translate this Arabic language, of course, into Igbo dialect. The question is, how much was he given? When they began to build all this mosque, I have been raising alarm. For us, I'm not against a religion, but this is one religion that the only thing they do when they're in the minority, they be telling you that Islam is a peaceful movement. But as soon as they begin to get to like 20% to 30%, they begin to insert themselves, their authority, the Islamic laws, to become the law of the land. That's where they're going now. If you check into our land, I can tell you in different land, especially Igbo land, I can tell you that their population is beginning to increase, probably 5 to 10%. We cannot neglect it. That's how they start. Once they get to 30%, they will unleash their mayhem. Now, let me transition into what Mazi Austin rightfully explained. You know, there's a reason why Syria is still a quagmire. Syria is still a quagmire because when some foreign powers, like even Russia, even America, try to get into there to do whatever they want to do, they couldn't find, especially America, the one I'm aware of, they could not find a strong standing organization or group they could use to support whatever group, you know, whatever they wanted to do in
Well, I don't know what is happening to your line. It will just cut. I don't know. You can call back. Oh, caller on signal. Can you hear me? Welcome to the program.
Yes, Mazi, good evening. Can you hear me?
The whole world is hearing you. Please go.
Yes, good evening. Great. Everybody, my name, remember, as Mr. Wisdom. I'm from Hajima Sinimo Biafra for my location. Mazi, I want to appreciate you, and I want to appreciate Mazi Austin, our brother Ekrori.
Hold on, I'll come to you. I'll come back to you, please. Mazi, go on.
Yes, may God bless all of you. Our educating and enlightening us tonight. Then my submission this night is number one. Because a man that said that he translated a Quran to Igbo language, does this man have a family in Biafra land? Then, if the man have a family, what advice is the family giving to this man? Like what you said, see, we are going church, or we say things like this. We say things like this to us. Then you add Islam to us. But what will it be? So please, I want to urge the family of that man that they should go and advise. Please, we don't need Islam, because something that we are going to is not helping us. They want to add another problem to us. Then another one is, please, I want to urge all Biafrans, we need to be disciplined. The level we are in right now, that is a discipline. We need discipline. Both and inaction. We need discipline. Please, we should not, like, or maybe they'll be going where they will like, people, what they will talk, that is what they would like to go and listen. Don't go there. Remain steadfast. Remain steadfast. Biafra is coming. The body of a woman. Our leader even said it in the court. The woman going to move stop Biafra. Biafra is coming. Then they are even interpreting what man said that Biafra should remain calm. One idiot said that if she have God, she will shoot our leader. You will shoot our leader. And we allow you and you allow your family. But I'm not talking about, please, advice I want to give to Biafrans. We know that IPOB community radio is done. When I tune in, I didn't get it. I go to Facebook, as I saw your write-up. Then, right now, I download a simple radio, IPOB Radio Biafra app, and simple radio. I have about 3 that I can use to listen. It's just that IPOB community radio is different from a is different. But please, Biafrans, I want to urge you, make sure you download this app. It will help you. Man, thank you for picking my call. Please push you, continue enlightening us. We know it's not easy. It was mostly Igbos. It's not, but Kabama will help us. Thank you, Mr. God bless you as I sign off from my location. Thank you.
There were. Thank you very much. Well, then please go on, continue. I don't know what is happening, what was happening to your line. I
don't know what is happening because it's not from, I know, because it cannot be from, but let me quickly ask to finish up. So what I'm trying to say is that what is happening to the movement is good from my perspective, is since starting from the rendition, ordinary rendition of Mazi is okay, because it's pruning the movement. Because just like Mazi Austin rightly said, no foreign government will want to engage with us when they don't even know the facet to follow. You have these crazy people calling themselves autopilot. You have the crazy Idu. So they're watching. So what is going on in a way is good. We are pruning, trying to establish and assert. Then they can trust. Those who are not part of this movement are falling away. That's what we must take before anybody can come to engage with us, whether, covertly or, in any way they can engage with us. So it's a good development if you ask, even though it's painful. That's why we must be steadfast. As this pruning movement time is going on, to remove those who are genuinely for this struggle and not, because everybody coming. Look at what is happening. Any information they get, they run to social media. Tell me how any rightful thinking organization will come to engage in us, because this is an international thing we're talking about. These foreign countries are careful. They wouldn't want to just come up and be open to support you. They're going to start, covertly and see where things go. But another thing that came to my mind is, you see this thing, they moved the court date to November. Even though our lawyers say they're going to appeal, I agree. But the main reason they moved it to November is they have seen how our people are chewing up this PVC thing. So they want to dampen the movement. They want to cool down the agitation, but from the people. But this is why IPOB, like even just what is happening now, I'm so grateful that people like Austin, people like Mazi, foreign are on your program talking. We must keep the fire burning. We cannot, because they want these 4 or 5 months to let the people completely cool down, the fire to cool down. We, the people of IPOB movement, the genuine ones, we cannot let it be. In fact, this is the time for us to gas throttle more, even double our efforts to continue to put our agenda on the social media as much as we can get away. Put them out there, because that's their main mission. And for the Quran thing, they are going to, I'm saying it, they're going to use us to fight us, because when you see an Igbo man preaching to you about Muslim, it's easier than when you see a Fulani. That's the next agenda. Our people must wake up and know that we don't have time. This is not time for gallivanting. Either you join us or step aside so that we know who are those who are genuinely want to get it. That's what I wanted to say, Mazi. Thank you so much. God bless Mazi. Austin and bless Mazi. Foreign. Thank you for managing this. I don't know what happened to what's happening to the time, but the phone, but it's okay. Thank you,
normal,
Mazi.
It's normal, technology, it comes with heat. No problem. Thank you, Wanda. Thank you.
Thank you, Mahmoud. Thank you.
Well, in the absence of, because I know that many people are not listening because of, somebody called and say he had to quickly download. Many people have not this Radio Biafra London. Many don't have it on their phone any longer, I'm telling you. So in the absence of calls, Mazi, I think we go towards ending this program. I will replay this program because it is educative. I'll replay it in any of these days. I'll replay it. Mazi, okay, I don't know. Please, you want to say something so that we go towards ending this program? Go on, please. Before Mazi Austin will come.
Mazi, Gurwin, thank you, my brother, because there was something that one of the topic I couldn't say something about that. That was the killing in South Africa. Is a Biafran by birth and by inclination, whether they belong or they don't belong. Every Biafra is a Biafra. As long as they're an Igbo man, you're a Biafra. You cannot deny it. And like Chief Austin said, when they're killing, they don't segregate. We sympathize our thought and our hearts with our families in South Africa. But Maz, it's not only in South Africa. If you go to Indonesia, if you go to Asia, even in Europe here, even in America, see how our people are being castrated, imprisoned. So the Elysium is Biafra. People should come and identify with their fellow comrades. All of us are Biafra. We cannot deny it. And let us stop showing this sympathy. All of us are Biafran. As long as our Onyendu is in a good head, our Onyendu is strong and has a good vision for us, we must follow suit. And finally, our media warriors all over the world will continue to appreciate all of them and informing all of what there are a lot of work now to do to chase out all these infiltrators, saboteurs, and their remnant anywhere they are. We still have a lot of work to do. We have to do more now. We'll continue to appreciate all of them, and our media head is Mazi Former doing the wonderful. Like our community radio is under repair now, undergoing services. This is his handwork. We will appreciate him, our media giants. Let Koka continue to guide him, give him more wisdom, more vision to develop other things he's tending to do. And our leader, we are with him in dead and alive. We are with him. Nothing will happen to him. He's coming out. Thank you, my brother. Let me need you to check Austin before you start taking your call. There was
There we go. Mazi, check Austin. Please, because we are going towards the end of this program. So make your ending this. I will replay this. I'll replay this broadcast. Go on.
Okay. Thank you, Mazi. Okay. Thank you, our great listeners, for your time. All I want to say to us, we must be courageous. Nobody should motivate us. We have the responsibility to motivate ourselves. Keep pressing until Biafra is restored. Thank you. Thank you.
Biafrans and lovers of freedom, I know because of the hitches on IPOB community radio, many people couldn't listen to this, but I promise to replay this program because it's educative. We have to continue. Discipline is the key. Consistency is the key. Resilience is the key. As Wada rightly said, they did this for how they jump into 4 months, November, for our, postpone or adjourn our leaders' so-called tryout in November, in order to see whether our people will be carried away with the election fever in the zoo. Remember, the international community are watching. If you really want freedom, you have no business in Nigerian electioneering program. You understand? We have to stand where we stood. If you continue changing, that is where you become laughing stock to the international community. I'm telling you, they are monitoring, they are watching. On social media, they are watching. Everywhere on ground, they are watching. Let them understand that we have nothing anywhere other than the restoration of Biafra. This is where I'm going to stop. Thank you for listening. Biafra is our ideology. Biafra is our religion. It is our identity. No other ideology that is more than what we have. Because why we have to reach our focus is because we make Biafra our ideology, and it is. If you have any other ideology other than Biafra, know that you've not started. You cannot serve two masters at a time. That is the reality. Please, let us continue being focused. Do not shake. It doesn't matter what happens. Our leader must be released. He is passing, a process. Do you understand? Which will bring positivity in what we are doing. Therefore, do not be discouraged, neither be confused. Remain disciplined, remain consistent, remain resilient. Let no person confuse you. Thank you for listening. From me, Mazi Jonathan Chinedu, together with Mazi Oke Foreign and Mazi Cheka Austin, it is simply good evening.
konusi Biafra. Ebeka konusi Biafra kaipa. Abeseta Obichukwa Biafra. Ebeka konusi Biafra. Ebeka konusi Biafra kaipa. Obichukwa Biafra. Ebeka konusi Biafra. Ebeka konusi Biafra kaipa. Obichukwa Biafra. Ebeka konusi Biafra. Ebeka konusi Biafra kaipa. Obichukwa Biafra. Ebeka konusi Biafra. Ebeka konusi Biafra kaipa. Obichukwa Biafra. Ebeka konusi Biafra. Ebeka konusi Biafra kaipa. Obichukwa Biafra. Ebeka konusi Biafra. Ebeka konusi Biafra kaipa.
Biafra worldwide phone call campaign alert continues. BBC, a propaganda machine and racist media set up by the Great Britain to oppress the oppressed people of Biafra. BBC, your media war propaganda of 1967 that led to the genocide of over 3.5 million Biafrans, men, women, and children, did not stop us. Do you know why? Because we are the sons and daughters of the great lion from the tribe of Biafra. Our minds are made up. Your shenanigans, antics, and fake gutter media will not stop us either. We must and shall restore Biafra. Biafra worldwide phone call campaign alert continue. Now pay close attention. Be polite when you call BBC and use the following prompt when you call. Hello, my name is. You tell them your name. I am calling to ask about BBC policy of propaganda against the victims of genocide. Since you are obsessed with telling lies about Biafrans, here are 5 more questions to consider. Now, this is the question to ask BBC. We are witnesses to BBC racist coverage of terrorism, implying that black Africans' lives don't matter. Yet the same BBC rallies the whole world at the slightest terrorist incident in the United Kingdom. Here is the second question. But when it comes to Nigeria, BBC not only hides terrorist killings, but they slander the victims and survivors of terrorism and genocide. The third one. When will the grand patrons of lies and hypocrisy, the BBC Fake News Network, make a documentary about the daily slaughtering of Nigerians by Fulani terrorists and the government of Nigeria, whom you protect so that London may plunder Biafran's resources? The fourth question. Is the oil and gas of Biafra the reason that BBC is obsessed and terrified by the agitation for freedom by the victims of 400 years of British colonial thievery and crimes against humanity? And the fifth one, we call on the good people of the world to ask BBC and UK government why it aids and abates the genocide in Nigeria by spreading lies, propaganda, and disinformation against Biafran freedom fighters. BBC, we know that you are United Kingdom government agents of imperialism with no modicum of shame. Take down your wicked, fake documentary against the victims of genocide and stop your sadistic meddling in the lives of black Africans. Now pay close attention. This is the time to call BBC. You can call them 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Biafran time. Date 4th of July to 30th of September 2022. Now, grab your pen and paper and pay close attention. You can call BBC switchboard on this number +44 2087 438,000. I repeat, +44 208 743 8,000. Or you can tweet at BBC News. You can also call BBC Customer Service +44 3700 100 222. I repeat, +44 3700 100 342. Or you can also tweet at BBC Press. I have not finished. You can also call BBC Studios Limited +44 208 433 2000. I repeat, +44 208 433 2000. You can also email BBC News Channels at bbc.co.uk. BBC, we shall vanquish. BBC, do you know why? Because we are Biafras. This is modern. All right, good evening, great Biafrans, wonderful people and beautiful people. I don't want to waste our time any much longer because this evening I came out gun blazing. And of course, I came out to give it to BBC just the way it is. Now, let me tell you, you can stop me from every other thing, but there is something you cannot stop me from. And I'm going to tell you right there in your face. You cannot stop my freedom of expression. You cannot stop me from speaking as a human being because freedom of expression is alienable. Freedom of expression is my own God-given fundamental human right. The game that BBC is playing is to silence us IPObians. Of course, they are trying. My goodness me. I'm already what I want to do, but that's just how I feel this evening. But let me mellow down. The spirit of a prophet is under the prophet. You should be able to control yourself at any given time. I am going to preach this evening. I bet you I am going to preach. And in case if you know BBC, please invite BBC. Tell them that Mazi Kechukwonoha is going to preach. If they like, they can call me media warrior or social media. It does not matter whatever they call me, whichever warriors they like, they can call me. The bottom line is that I want Biafra. The bottom line is that I'm going home. And this evening, I'm going to tell Britain. I am going to tell Britain right in their face. My goodness me. An accomplice of genocide, calling his victims killers. An accomplice of genocide, calling his victims killers. Because Britain believe, and their BBC, which is their lapdog, believe that we suffer from memory loss, that we have forgotten what they have done to us as a people. We have forgotten the millions they have killed and murdered in Biafra land. The genocide that the whole world wants to forget about. And today, BBC have the audacity, BBC have the guts to come and speak of IPOB and IPOB warriors as a killers. Can you believe that we are inciting hate speech? Who is the master of hate speech if it is not Britain and their lapdog BBC? And this evening, I want this broadcast to go far and near. I want BBC to hear this right there in the United Kingdom. Unbelievable. It is a question of the clay calling the pot black. A question of the clay calling the pot black. You came, you supervised the killing of my people. You came 50 years ago, you supervised the starvation of our children. BBC, I'm talking to you. You were there in Nigeria. You were present. You supervised the murdering, the massacring of Biafrans. BBC, all you could do was taking pictures and video recording. That is why today we have images of the Civil War. Have you ever asked yourself, where is this all images and videos of the Civil War coming? Because BBC was right there watching the killings of Biafrans. BBC did not come as a media house to cover the that these black monkeys will be slaughtered in 2 weeks. So BBC came to document the slaughtering of these black animals from somewhere in West Africa under 2 weeks. And I'm going to prove that to you because I have an eyewitness evidence. So one of them who was also here in the zoo when we are being slaughtered. But you know why they always like to come clean, especially when they are dying. They want to confess. And thank God that this man was able to tell us the truth, what happened. And look at BBC today, have the audacity to call IPOB killers, to call our media warriors killers. An accomplice of genocide. An accomplice of genocide, calling his victims killers. We are the ones who are supposed to be crying. We are the ones who are supposed to be nursing our injuries. It's not like the killing have stopped even today. But today, look at BBC. Look at BBC, the lapdog of Britain, calling IPOB terrorists and all this manner of names. But yet, these are the murderers. BBC are the murderers, because you don't have to kill somebody for you to be a murderer. You can be an accomplice by watching the killing going on. Have you guys forgotten, I don't know, that video that went viral? It was a video of the Civil War where a young boy, I think it was in Calabar, he was tied hand and feet. And they were telling him to show them where the Biafrans are. And this small boy was crying, telling them he doesn't know anything about Biafra. And they shot him dead. They shot him dead. They murdered him right there. Did you ask yourself, who was videoing? Who was recording the shooting? Who was recording the killing? It was BBC. And today the same BBC is coming out, having the audacity to tell you that IPOB are inciting violence. IPOB are inciting hate speech on social media. The same BBC that watch our children died of kwashoko. The same BBC that watch right before their own eyes. Watch our children being killed in millions, for goodness sake. BBC, you have no shame. You have no shame, and you have the audacity. You have the audacity, because you think we have forgotten how you killed our fathers, how you killed our mothers, how you raped our women, how you cut open a pregnant woman, take out the baby, and the baby was slaughtered. All these things happen under the watch of Great Britain. All these things happen under the supervision and the lens of cameras of the evil BBC. And today, of heinous crime against humanity, an accomplice of genocide against my people, is calling us today killers. How does that work in this world? I ask you, how does it work? BBC was supposed to champion the pronunciation and the recognition of the genocide against Biafrans. BBC was supposed to, because BBC covered that war. BBC covered the Civil War. Did they tell the story? No, they did not. They hid every document. What we know today is what we heard from our people, what we heard from our fathers. What we know today is some few things we heard from those who came clean. But the real heinous crime that happened in Enugu, the real heinous crime that happened in Onitsha, the crime that happened all around Biafra land, in Calabar, all the crime, the killing, the murdering, the slaughtering, the genocide, BBC hid them till today. I said BBC hid them today. Instead of BBC to be apologizing to the people of Biafra for the evil that their fathers did against us, the evil that their ancestors did against us, the evil that their country, Britain, did against us, yet BBC turn around. They want to spin it. BBC want to spin it. You hit somebody on the head and you start crying. You did the hitting. You hit somebody on the head, and you that hit somebody on the head is the one crying. How does that work? What gave BBC the audacity? What gave BBC the audacity to even pronounce the word Biafra? What gave BBC talent? Before BBC came to Biafra land to cover the war, they already know, they were briefed that it's going to last 2 weeks, and these people will be killed. BBC is not coming because they heard there is a war going on somewhere in West Africa. No, British ambassador in Lagos told them, these people will die under 2 weeks, and I'm going to prove that to you. I am not just saying it, I have evidence to that effect. And that evidence is coming from a BBC broadcaster who was live and direct during the Civil War. And the same BBC have the audacity to come here and open their useless mouth. You know, BBC love to play this proxy game. So, no, it's not us that is saying it. It's not BBC that is saying it. But, okay, let me speak like them. No, it's not us that's saying it. It's your people. It's your people who saying it. Your people say, you guys are violence. To hell with you, BBC, and your proxy game. The proxy game you have been playing. The day you gave the so-called independence to Nnamdi Azikiwe, a moron, and his useless colleagues. A useless independence. Britain never left our shores. Britain never left the shores of the zoo called Nigeria from the day they gave the independence till date. They are there in proxy, sucking the oil in proxy, sucking human blood in proxy, killing everybody in proxy, deciding what will happen and what will not happen. Before Fulani Janjaweed does anything, they need to get confirmation from Britain. The British High Commissioner in Lagos, in Abuja, they are not there because of the normal diplomatic way you do things, where you have embassies around the world. No, they are there. They are there representing the interest of Her Majesty, the Queen, dishing out orders, dishing out instructions. Excuse me. Somebody is interrupting this flow. I am upset. I am upset, disgusted by this BBC. BBC, I don't know what you think. I don't know if you look at we Biafrans, you think that we are, I don't know how you view us. I don't know how BBC view us. Maybe you were told by your fathers. Maybe you were told by your fathers that these people are just wretched black people. You can talk to them anyhow. You can deal with them anyhow. There is no ramification. There is no consequences. Lie. They told you a big lie. The Biafrans you see today, BBC and Britain, we will match you hand to hand. We will match you leg to leg. Because if you could not kill our fathers under 2 weeks, as you guys previously planned, what makes you think that you can accomplish that today? If you people did not remove us from the surface of the earth, like you guys planned in 1967 till 1970,